Hello there, and welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining me. Now, I'm still continuing on the Ground Up series, and this is one of the video recordings in there. This is actually a follow-up to the blog post I put up on my Medium site. You could check the link below, and I'll actually be walking you through how to create your billing dashboard. All right. So, with that said, let me just share my screen here, and then we can get started. All right, so this is the console right now. To start off, the very first thing we have to do is actually to head towards the account name, okay, at the top right here, and then we can head to billing and then cost management. Now, when you look at the AWS pillars, okay, so the well-architected framework, okay, when you look at that, there are some pillars that AWS follows, and I learned an acronym from one of the instructors that I met along my journey, and he mentioned that as crops with double S, okay, so security and then sustainability, and then C for cost optimization. So cost optimization actually is one of the key things that comes to focus when you are building your infrastructure on AWS. So once we are here, all right, we could go ahead to the budget. Okay, now there are quite a number of things. Okay, you can just check on all of them and then see what you have in there. But our focus today will actually be on the budget. So just go to the budgets, okay? And once I come to the budget, now I already have some budgets existing there, or some are lit, okay, in that sense. And so what I'll do is that I'll go ahead at the top right, I create a new budget here, okay? And then I could specify either I use a template or I customize that, but we're going with a template. Now, with a template, okay, there are quite a number of templates that we can choose to match our use case. So if we are looking at something to do with our daily approach or how we want to now manage our costs daily, okay, that's possible. Or we could have, let's say, in terms of the utilization, so the daily reservation, or we could have a monthly cost budget. But we are doing with a zero spend budget in the sense that, I mean, if you are using the free tier, okay, you don't want to exceed and then let's say have some charge to your card. So this can be one of the key things that would inform you, okay, of that. Right, so we select that, and then we can give it a name. So let me give that test 10, okay, because I have some already done. Then I could specify the email, okay, okay, that the alert will be going to. Okay, so this is just a test email here. So I have that done. And then you see here with the scope that it covers everything. Now, once we create that, we'll actually try and then edit that and then see behind the scenes what actually is involved with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and then jump in here. So you see that once we come here, we see a couple of things here in terms of the budget health. So have we exceeded it or not? Okay. Since you just created it, we don't really have anything going there. With the threshold, it tells us that what it's okay. So that means that we actually meet the threshold. It's good. Then we can come to the edit, okay, and then look at a few things here. So we have the name here, and then we have the period. So we can set that to daily, quarterly, and then annually. That's possible. And then we see here that what is the preview, okay, at the top here, we see the preview of that as well. And then we can specify the renewal type. So do you want that to be a recurring one or just an expiring one? So we can expire that after a period of time. That's possible. Or we can have that as a recurring one. Now, in terms of the budgeting method, we can have fixed, plan, auto adjusting, anyhow we want to go from there. These are all options that we want to take a look at. But we would actually work with the fixed one. And then we can still change the amount. We set that at 0.1, we can set that to 0.01. Okay. And then you see here that with the preview, and this actually gives me some overview of in terms of the amounts that was spent over some period of time. Okay, so you see that the red actually marks where we have the alert level, okay, which is the alert. Okay, we have that there. And then we could have in terms of the budget, what we set for the budget, and then in terms of the actual cost. Okay, so these are all aspects that we look at. So let's see something here. If I was supposed to put a 1 here, okay, you notice that what, because it actually goes so down there, okay, so we don't really see. The alert is actually from 0.01, and then the budget amount is like 1. Okay, so that's about that. let me still set this to 0.05. I think that would work fine, right? So we have that set. Then we can tell in terms of the scope, right? So would it, I mentioned that we have either all the services or we can filter that, okay, based on different methods. So you can filter based off all of these things. In terms of the service, you can filter based off a region. You can filter based off an instance. So let's say you have some specific instances you want to filter based on, that is also possible. And then of course, in terms of the aggregate cost, okay, so you could have a blended cost, unblended cost. These are all things that you have. All right, so we just go with the default one, with the unblended one. Then we can hit next here. Okay. Then with the alert, right, we tell that, okay, at the point of 0.01, okay, that is where the alert should be triggered. So let's see, let's try changing that and see. Okay, so you see that the alert actually, the budget preview actually changes as we do that. Okay, and then we can specify when does the trigger actually occur. Okay, then we can specify that as well. Okay, so forecasted, is it something that we want to forecast or the actual one? All right, and then we can specify in terms of the email. Now, if we wanted to add that to SNS, we can do that. And once we add that to SNS, it opens a wide channel for us where we can maybe even do push notifications. You can do SMS with that within the SNS service. And we can also add chatbot alert. Okay, so we can incorporate that into our Slack channels. We can do that within our Microsoft Teams account. All of these are possibilities. Right. So with that said, we could have that done. Now, if we wanted to create another alert, that's also possible in terms of the threshold. Okay, so let's say we want to do 20, 50, 75. All of these things are possible. All right, so you can just add an extra alert. So let's try and then see that. And then we set that to, let's see, 50% of that. Okay, you notice that we have the first one and then we have the second one there. All right, so that could be that. And then maybe the first alert will go to a specific person. You could specify, let's say another person for the second alert, or you can specify the same person. Okay, that's totally up to you. Okay, so let's see, let me have a new person. That's at email.com. And then I'm sure I'm good. Yeah, so I'm good there. Then I could hit next. Okay, and then we have all of these things available. Now we can review that. Okay, we're all good with that, I believe. Yes, we are. So we could just go ahead and then save that, and it updates the budget for us. So this as simple as it gets in terms of you creating the budget and then what viewing the budget and then how it looks like. All right. So with that said, thank you so much for joining in. And as always, I'm Ian Mengo, your instructor. Thank you.